The realization that we can experience God makes us realize that if we can experience God, so can someone else. And when that happens, then no one else is else anymore. They're all our own. We realize that we're all part of one family of the Lord. And when that happens to us, then our dealings with others get calmer, they get peaceful. So the meditative experience that we have is not there only for the time when we have it, but has long time effects on our day-to-day existence. As we find the calm and peace within, that calm and peace is going to radiate from us to our families, to our societies, to our communities, to our cities, to our countries, and hopefully to the globe. And so the realization of finding the closeness of the Lord is what gives us the peace and calm. When we were children, we've been told we're all members of one family. We hear this, but how many of us put that into practice? The practice comes in when we really feel it on the inside. And getting to it on the inside is when we meditate. And what is very interesting is that the meditative processes all over the globe are one and the same. They're not any different. You have to still the body and you have to still the mind. The techniques are very, very similar. And as we do meditate and as we find the presence of the Lord within, then the realization of oneness with everyone else sets in. And then, as we all gather together and as we realize that we're one and the same, and we sit together, then spring will blossom forth. Then happiness will come. Then joy will come. It's in the oneness that we realize when we find our connection with God that all outer walls dissipate. People talk about making walls, but walls are restrictive. When we make a wall, we are making a restriction around us. We need to make bridges so that we can bridge from one environment to another. So that irrespective of whatever we find in our life, there's a bridge to go to someone else. There's another bridge to go to someone else. There's another bridge to go to someone else. As I was just driving by, I asked someone, how many bridges do you have to Manhattan? And so he counted, there's the Brooklyn Bridge, there's this bridge. There were like 9 or 10 bridges or something. So, or tunnels, and 4 tunnels, he said. So it was very interesting. Everyone, this is the melting pot, Manhattan. Right? Everyone from the world is melting here. The big apple. And so there are bridges and there are tunnels to get here. Because if you would put a wall around Manhattan and no one could come in and say, okay, this is mine. We live in an age where communication has made us know much more about other cultures than we ever did before. In the old days, we used to have the Encyclopedia Britannica. We had those big books that our parents got in the house. As you go into school, you read them. Today, you can Google anything, You just type it and there you have all the information. We know much more about other cultures. I think it's our responsibility to learn about them because, when we don't take the time to find about something else, we think it's different from us, and we think it has to be wrong. We think everything that we do is correct and everything someone else does it may be wrong. But when we take the time to understand something, then we can realize that, hey, everything's one and the same. It's not any different. I travel a lot. I have a chance to go all around the world. And I meet with many, many people. And what is very interesting is that when you meet people from different cultures and different countries, basically the needs of a human being are one and the same. We all want to be happy. We all want to be fulfilled. Nothing else is important. Everything that we do in life is leading us to that goal. So how does one stay eternally happy? Many of us think, if I get good gadgets, if I have these things, I'll be happy. But then as life goes by, we realize that those are very short-lived, because all of a sudden, within a few months, something's happened and then we want something else. A new gadget can give us a lot of joy, and then another newer one is out in the market, want that one. And so these desires, which are of the objects of this world, are never going to totally fulfill ourselves. True fulfillment will only come once we experience the realities of this existence. And those realities will come as we go within ourselves. Meditation is a key by which we do experience ourselves at that level, the level of our spirit, the level of our soul. Our process of meditation is one that anchors us in the divine. And the more we experience that anchor, the better off we are in dealing with all other aspects of our life. Because as we find calm and peace within, as we get to the source of calmness and peace, which is within each and every one of us, then we are able to gain from it. Meditation is a state of being in love with God. Those who love are the ones who find God. And so true meditation is loving the Lord, experiencing the Lord, enjoying the Lord, and then being in that state of bliss and joy.